Elections make a fundamental contribution to democratic governance, and all citizens have a constitutional right to participate in democratic processes in their country. This right begins with your right to vote for your leaders. Join Action Namibia coalition members on Shippy FM, Kunene Radio, Ochi FM, OFM, Omaheke Radio, Nast FM, Rapids FM, 99 FM, and Kota FM, as we zoom in on access to information and elections during the month of October. Don't be left out. Tune in.
As we are approaching the November's regional council and local authority elections, we know that it is very prudent that voters make imperative decisions, as we know that are going to bring about change and pivotal development in the 5 years' time, actually during the polls for the 25th of November. Now, in the Kunene Radio, we also covered vast election topics in regard to election in terms of registration and stuff. Now, the questions that I have for you, they are just few in terms of the Namibian democracy. Now, what does our constitution say about the right to vote?
Well, that question was actually supposed to already been thinking about when the registration was there, but of course the constitution covers that and says anybody who has reached the age of 18 can register. So if you turned 18 after registration has been finished, then you can still not vote, although the constitution says that you can vote from the day that you turn 18. Mm-hmm. But because of logistical organization of the ECN, that is not possible for people who turn 18 after registration has stopped. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, in terms of the access to information, which is the ATI, why is the access to information or the ATI important when it comes to elections, such as this one of November?
It is extremely important because how will you know where to put your cross if you are in the ballot booth, at the polling station, unless you know what these elections are all about? So this year's elections, you need to know what is a local authority, for instance, because we have local authority elections and we have regional council elections. So local authorities, you have village councils, you have town councils, and you have municipalities. And in the Kunene region, you only have 4 local authorities in this very big region of yours. You only have Uchu, Korigas, Opu, and Kamanyap. And Uchu is a municipality, and Korigas and Opu are town councils, and Kamanyap is a village council. Now, Uchu, Korigas, and Opu have 7 councillors. That means there will be 7 people that need to be elected, and in Kamanyap, because the village only has 5. So, how will you know who to vote for? Because in a local authority, you vote for a political party, or for a registered organization, or a residents association. What is the situation in your area? You are broadcasting to Opu and surrounding areas. In Opu, do you already know who is going to field candidates for Opu? Do you know?
Yes, of course.
Parties?
Yes, of course. They are actually, no, I believe, they are not believe, but there is IPC that's also launched their candidates. There is the PDM, which is the Popular Democratic Movement. The ruling SWAPO party, RDP, have also come up with their candidates, and there's also the Rally for Democracy and NUTO also.
Okay.
Those are the only party which are gonna contest for these years.
Yeah. So it's very important for the voters that are hearing your broadcast that they are aware who is fielding, who will be on the ballot paper. Which different parties or organizations. I don't know, has Opu ever had a residents association?
Never since independence.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Okay, because they could also field, candidates, but then they have to be long time past. It's already, the date has gone already. They could have registered if they wanted to, but now that will not be the case. And all the other towns and villages and municipalities, they have the same situation, that you have either a political party you vote for or an organization. So what is important is that there will be a photograph on the ballot paper, but that will not be of a person that is living around Opu. It will be the party president or the leader of the organization. That photo will be there, and the name of the political party and the logo, the little picture. So then they will have to vote for them. Then in regional councils, you vote for persons. So other than on your local authority, the photograph on the regional council ballot paper will not be the party president, but it will be the nominated candidate nominated by that party. So the voter will still see the logos, of the different political parties as they know them, but the photograph will be of the candidate and the name will be of the candidate. If there's somebody who is not nominated by a party, but by the people, like an independent candidate, they will also find an independent candidate on the ballot paper, if that is the case in the Opu area. Very important for Opu is that you have got two constituencies, that you had a big Opu constituency and then it was divided into two.
Which is Opu rural and Opu urban.
Yes, and rural. So people must be very careful if they want to vote for Opu Town Council. They must make sure whether Opu Town, where is the border. So if you want to vote for Opu Town Council and you are in the Opu rural constituency, you must make sure, whether that is possible. Because you cannot vote anywhere. Last year, for presidential and National Assembly elections, you could vote anywhere in Namibia. Yes, in Namibia. But now, this time, if you want to vote for your town council, you have to be in that town where you want to vote for. If you want to vote for your constituency councillor, you must be in the constituency where for whom you vote. And very important is people need to check their voter cards. Remember, there was this big story when the supplementary registration was earlier this year, that many people on social media said our cards are not valid because it said, with local authority, it says not valid. So this is only, if your card says, and you live in, say, Ipupa, and your card says local authority not valid, that's fine, because Ipupa doesn't have a local authority. You understand? Fontaine as well. The settlements, they are not local authorities. You cannot vote for Fontaine, for instance. There will be no election for local authority, but you can vote for your regional council. Yeah. So that's very important for people to know. They must check their cards, and they must now already look for the cards, because it's only about a month. Then we go to the polls, and if they can't find their card, they can still contact the ECN and try and get a duplicate. But you cannot register now. You can only get a duplicate.
Now, I believe that answers my next question, but to continue with that, now we know that we will be voting for the regional and local authority elections. Now, what is the significance of regional council and local authority election in comparison to last year's elections?
Yeah, this election is much closer to home. Last year you voted for the president who sits in Windhoek in his palace, and you cannot actually easily go and visit him. This and the National Assembly, same story. These people sit in Parliament and they are virtually out of our reach. But your constituency councillor is one that you can approach and must approach. But I see, many constituencies are very big, and in Kunene the constituencies are very big. But still, people need to know who stands for the candidates. Who are the candidates? So for you, for Kunene Radio, as soon as you can, you can even contact me. On the 6th of November, the Electoral Commission must put into the government gazette all the approved candidates. So then you can get that even from the Electoral Commission's Facebook page. You can check there whether you can get that gazette. And then you can inform your people around Opuwo who is standing, where, so that they know who they can vote for. Yeah, because it's very important for community radios to, for instance, invite those candidates so that the people can
get to know them.
Get to know. Yeah, that would be a good thing for your community radio.
And it's something that we're also busy with currently.
You are busy currently to introduce candidates to your listeners.
Yes, to the listeners, giving them the platform, giving them airtimes and stuff. It's really for the local authority.
Yeah, that is access to information. Yeah, well done.
Now, another question also that I have before we conclude this. Now, in terms of access to information, how prudent is access to information in terms of assisting citizens to cast an informed vote?
Yeah, you see, that is the main thing is you need to know who are your who will be on the ballot paper, or who are the parties, and behind the parties who are the candidates. Because for local authorities, for instance, these people, you need to put people there that understand how to run a local authority, that have your interests at heart, because these people decide what will be the cost of water, what will be the cost of land, will there be land, who will get land, will there be housing, who will pay for the housing, what will be the taxes on land, in town. So everything, the water, electricity, where the roads are built, what you have to pay and so on. This is what these people are deciding on. So you need people there that will deliver what you want to be delivered. And you need to know these things and also have access, for instance, to the meetings of local authorities. If you have had people there who blocked you always and didn't give you answers, then they shouldn't be re-elected.
Now, another question also. This is in regards to November's election candidates. If we can date back the announcement of by the ECN on the registered candidates that want to partake in 25th November's regional council local authority elections. I think the country has hit a bar of I think it was around 93 to 90 something independent candidates were introduced to this year's elections, including other political parties. And numbers so significant, and numbers so unbelievable. Do you think that all these candidates, especially the independent candidate, what is the motive behind them wanting to become councillors or wanting to become leaders at this stage?
Yeah, I mean, they will have their own motivation. It can either be that they really want to bring change, that they really want to serve the people who are going to vote, or it can be that they feel they are blocked inside their political party and they will not get a chance to be a candidate. There might be infights in the political parties, and then these people decide we go it alone.
And is it wise? Is it a wise idea, or is it wise enough for a country of such a population of this magnitude of Namibia to have a vast number of political parties, of mushrooming political parties, and this great number or huge number of independent candidates?
Yeah, the more candidates you have, the more parties you have, the more you split the votes. And if you refuse to work together, if all these many parties could at least decide, okay, and I mean there is, for instance, already agreements between the affirmative positioning and
independent candidates.
Yeah, and also with the PDM, so they are already starting to say, okay, we will not stand in this constituency. Our people will support that political party or organization. That's the way to go.
Forming of coalitions.
Because otherwise, there will be no change. You will lose if you have, one party having had last time 80% of the votes, and you have now many little political parties or independent candidates to go for the 20%, then the chances of the party that got 80% are bigger. Although people have also, they are moving. People, the young people especially, they are not as loyal to their political party as the older generation was. They are moving. If they see, okay, these people look like they are going to fight for our issues, then they move. So we will not know what will happen. We saw last year already a shift where the governing party lost 2/3 majority in the National Assembly, which never happened after the 89, the very first
elections.
in United Nations supervised elections. SWAPO also didn't get 2/3 majority. So this time is the first one last year where that happened again.
Thank you once again, Carola. But we'll get back to you in terms of the election prediction or the outcome of election before the 25th of November.
Okay. Yeah,
Thank you.
well, that will be good.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.